When I was a little girl, I loved to be on the beach. I love the feeling of the sand under my feet. I love the wind smacking my face while I'm running on the shore. I just love it. So when I was on my third birthday, my father threw a huge birthday party for me in our backyards. Mind you, in our backyard is the beach, and it's a connection with a small hill right on the side. So while everyone was eating barbecue, stuffing their face up, and telling jokes and laughing, I was building a sandcastle right on the side. As I was building a sandcastle, all I heard was whoosh, a huge whoosh sound, like splashing of water. I looked and tried to find where it was coming from. I couldn't find it. And then I went back to building the sandcastle. About two somewhat seconds later, I heard it again, and that's where I saw it. It was beautiful. It was magical. It was water blowing out from a hole. And that's where I started. And being a 3-year-old typical girl, I started walking towards it. How double vibe, but I was little. Started walking to it. I was like, and then I saw it again. It was blowing waters out of a hole. I was like, no, it cannot be that magical. As I was 3 feet just from that blowhole, and it came up again. It was one last splash. I hope from listening to this speech, you will hear the rest of the story in the end, and you will get to know me better. And who to tell you about my story than by myself. So, therefore, I compare myself to many things. I can compare myself to cars. I can compare myself to food. But what came clear was I compare myself to, I'm like types of body of water. I'm like an ocean, and I'm like a lake. I'm like an ocean. Sorry. Sorry. I'm like an ocean. I am. I'm like the Pacific Ocean, and I'm like an Arctic Ocean. So as we all know, the Pacific Ocean is one of the biggest oceans in the world. Yet you can find so many things in the Pacific Ocean. For that, I am like the Pacific Ocean. I am a huge person, and as you all know, and I love to explore new things, and you'll find so many interesting things about me that you never thought that I could be. I am majoring in business and accounting. I am involved in a lot of choir and music activities here in our campus. I play rugby. For some reason, I just love tackling people with no cures, and we all love that. I mean, aside from myself. I love opera music. Don't know why. I just love it so much. I dance. I love dancing with fire knives, but I do not like fire. I know it's weird of me, but for that, ever since I've done that, ever since I was a little girl, I started dancing with fire knives. It's just within our traditions. It's like a girl in our family has to do it. So for typically using that, it became something that, even though I'm constantly doing it, I'm still scared of it, and I do not like playing with fire. So also during the summertime, a lot of us will love to go to on beaches and being social and just being active and just feel the sunrise. For me, that's how I am. I love to be around people. I love to see new perspective. I love to see new backgrounds and learn from different perspectives. So for that, I am like the Pacific Ocean. And then I am like the Arctic Ocean. Comparing myself to an Arctic Ocean, knowing that Arctic is a cold ocean. And for that, I love winter and cold seasons. So one day, a year ago, it was my first time seeing snow. I do not know how, but I literally ran out with only flip-flops and t-shirts, which is something not an Oregonian girl or someone that has snow ever done. So, sorry, being an island girl, you have dreams like Martin Luther King did. So, for that, I'm like the Arctic Ocean. So, although I'm like an open book and loves to be social and explore new things, I'm also an introvert at heart. When my introvert side kicks in, man, I tend to hide myself so much faster, and in the world immediately. For that, I am like a lake. I am like the organic lake, and I am like a volcanic lake. I'm like the organic lake. Organic lake is like standing alone, but it's being part of a body of water. For that, that is me. I love being alone. I love to set aside myself from the world, but also I love to know about the information and know I want to be part of the things that's around me. So talking about organic lake is usually doing something out of my comfort zone. As of now, I am terrified of public speaking, but therefore I'm using it as an encouragement for myself. So for that, I am like an organic lake. And also, I am like a volcanic lake. I'm not talking about overheated and then eruption evolves. No, I'm not that bad. I'm a girl. Of course, we all students. We boiled up. We do something out of our usuals. So for that, I'm like a volcanic lake. Because sometimes when I want to do something out of my comfort zone, I get irritated and angry at myself for not taking the chance of opportunity that there is. And I get hard on myself. For that, I am like a volcanic lake. I am like the organic lake, and I'm like the volcanic lake, and I'm like a lake. Therefore, I am an ocean, and I'm like a lake. And generally, I'm just those type of bodies of waters. Relying back to the story, before I could get 3 feet to that blowhole, my father literally pulled me back, like just pulled me back while I just see that one last blow from a blowhole. Water. Yeah, thank you. Sorry.